Hi, welcome to my luxury beauty channel, Sharvonique Renee. I'm Renee and I am excited to share the new Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Blush in the shade 03 Peach Poison. I ordered from Nordstrom. There's the name, Peach Poison. There are 6 new shades being released. I chose the one that I thought the one that caught my eye the most, and that I also thought would be the most complementary to my skin tone. The Shade and Illuminate Blush line is replacing the cheek color blush line. This costs $90 and I will have affiliate links to where you can purchase in the description box. As you can see, the blush has a pretty cross-hatching design. The lighter shade is described as a soft clementine and the deeper shade is described as a soft terracotta. It feels very soft to the touch. You can see I'm already going through the cross-hatching design, which is a shame I didn't take a picture before I did this. Okay, so that is what the lighter soft clementine shade looks like. Now for the soft terracotta. Oh wow, is this like really close to my skin tone? As you can see, there is some gold shimmer in the deeper color. I was hoping that that would also appear on the skin. Okay, this terracotta color may be too close to my skin tone. Let's see if I could build it up some more. Okay, I am seeing some color. It's not completely brown. There seems to be like a bit of a reddish undertone, and I do see the gold specks. It's just not as luminous as I was expecting it to appear. You're going to go through the cross-hatching design very quickly. I think this is as much as I can build it up on my skin tone. I'm jumping right into the comparison swatches because there is quite a few I would like to go through. I pulled out 3 shades from the cheek color line that's being discontinued. Looking at it, I don't think any of these will be comparable to the Peach Poison shade, but I just wanted to compare them anyway. This one is Ravish. It's very silky, and that is one thing that I can say about the formula that is the same as that silky texture. And you can already see that the cheek color blush is a lot more saturated in color. It's a lot easier for me to apply with less strokes, whereas the Shade Illuminate blush, I needed to build it up quite a bit. But you can see there's no comparison. This shade is Wicked. I was thinking that it could compare to the lighter Clementine shade in Peach Poison. But you can see that this is more pink, whereas this is a light peach. And again, the cheek color blush is a lot more saturated and intense than the Shade Illuminate blush. And the last color I wanted to try is Flush. The reason why I pulled this color out, like looking at it in the pan, it looks like a vibrant hot pink, but in my mind, it's a bright coral color. That's what it always looks like when I see images of it online. But that is probably because I think the original Flush blush that was released back in 2011, when the cheek color line originally launched, was more of a coral type of color. The blush line was reformulated in 2017, and those are the colors that I have. I have the shades reformulated from the 2017 line. And let's see here. Oop. Wow. Okay, that's still very bright, but still not a peach color. So this is Flush, this is Wicked, and this is Ravish. And these two shades are the Peach Poison Shade and Illuminate. I have to say, I prefer the original cheek color, just on initial application and first impression. With arm swatches, not applied to the face. I haven't done that yet. I'm not sure why the blush is being reformulated. I'm thinking if it's not broke, don't fix it. But unfortunately, the original cheek color line is being discontinued. Here I have 3 shades from Hermès to compare to. This is Rose Faux. I'm thinking, nope, definitely more red, and also an easier, more intense application. Rose Nuit. It's lighter than the Clementine shade from the Tom Ford Peach Poison, but it seems more similar in intensity. And it's buildable. And the last shade I have to compare is Rose Pommet. So the Clementine shade is more peach. These two Hermès shades, they lean more pink, but you could kind of see somewhat of a similarity between the three shades. I would have to say, so far, these two seem the closest to the application and the intensity of color of the new Tom Ford Shade Illuminate Blush. They all have that nice, silky, finely milled texture. The Hermès blush is $77 compared to the Tom Ford $90 price tag. There's also hatching, trying to get that in focus. There's hatching on the Hermès blush, but you can still see the design even though you can see where I rubbed it. With the Tom Ford, the cross hatching just seems like it just, I don't know, like it's not as deep in the blush pan, but I could be wrong about that. Now I'm comparing to Chanel blush. Chanel blush is one of my favorite blush lines. It has a wonderful rose fragrance that I like. The Tom Ford does not seem to have a fragrance. All of the Chanel blush colors that I am showing is from the old formula, not from the 2021 reformulation. Chanel blush is typically silky, buildable, soft, and it leans towards a more natural looking blush effect. I'll start with peach tone shades, or ones that I thought would be similar, and then I also have 3 beige tone colors to compare to the terracotta portion of the peach poison blush. The first one is Malice. You can see Malice has a little bit of that sparkle that you can see in the Tom Ford terracotta. Next is Frivole. Now I am not sure what Chanel blush colors are still available to purchase, but I will list everything that I'm swatching in the description box and will note if it's still available or not. Frivole is definitely more peachy tone. This is actually the color that I thought the lighter Clementine portion of Peach Poison would look like. Instead, it does have a peach tone, but it's more pink leaning. The next shade is Fleur de Lotus. And the last color, or peach toned color I have to compare, is Fuchsia Rosa. Like I said, Chanel is one of my favorites, and I just love peach orange toned blush colors, you can see why it is a very flattering shade. This is Fuchsia Rosa, Fleur de Lotus, Frivole, Malice, and the Tom Ford Shade Illuminate. For the brown tone Chanel blush colors, I have Alizane, it has that same sparkle, but the color is a bit lighter. This is Imprevu. And Evening Beige. Oh wow, that actually looked a bit more peach. This is Evening Beige, Imprevu, Alizane, and the Terracotta shade from Tom Ford. Chanel blush retails for $45 in comparison to Tom Ford's $90 for the Shade Illuminate blush. And the last brand I'm comparing is NARS. NARS is my oldest and biggest blush collection, so I have quite a few shades here. Starting with Orgasm. All I have is this little mini version of Orgasm. I have multiple of these, so I've never gone and purchased the full size, but I will at some point. Comparing it to the lighter Clementine shade. Then Amore. NARS blush is also very soft. It's not, I wouldn't say it's as silky feeling, but it's definitely very soft. NARS is definitely very saturated and pigmented with very little effort. They are buildable, but you don't need to apply as much to get a very good level of intensity. Deep Throat is next. And the reason why I have some of these in these blotting papers is because NARS compacts, unfortunately, as they age, tend to become sticky. There's something about the rubber that, I don't know, it just starts to get this sticky texture and film, so I have to clean them. And I typically wait until a good amount, reach that point before I start cleaning them. That is Amore. I'm sorry, that is Deep Throat. So this is Orgasm, Amore, Deep Throat. This shade is Torrid. I just pulled out the ones that I thought were like peach toned from memory. That's Torrid. Final Cut. Gonna run out of arm room in a bit here. See how quickly it was to build that up? Next is Gilda. And then Gina. I'm just going to, let's see, I'll put it here. Okay. This is the Tom Ford, the lighter Clementine shade is here. Orgasm, Amour, Deep Throat, Torrid, Final Cut, Gilda, and Gina. To compare against the terracotta shade, I have Taj Mahal, which is my favorite blush of all time, no matter what the brand. So I had to try this, and you can see this is so old that the lid has broken off. I just have to just piece it together. See that? This isn't about NARS or orange, but I love this color. But yeah, no comparison. Luster. It's too light compared to the Tom Ford deep shade. Lovejoy. Some of these shades I think are discontinued. As I mentioned previously, I will list everything that I'm swatching in the description box and will note what is still available and what isn't. Lovejoy could be a nice comparison with the Tom Ford shade. But the NARS is very saturated. Like I can't remember if I already said it. It's a lot of swatches here. But it's typically very saturated, very rich, very pigmented, which is what drew me to the brand in the first place. So it has more of a, how can I describe it? Like a smooth, more slick application as opposed to Tom Ford's that feels powdery but silky at the same time. That is Lovejoy. This is Liberté. And the top broke off of this because I dropped it. But again, just like with Taj Mahal, I just put it on. It's just not attached. Liberté. A lot more red tone than I remembered it being. This is Savage. This is one of the new shades that NARS released last year in 2020. Like I said, very slick. A lot of sheen. It's like a, when I say slick, I mean kind of like a creamy kind of texture, not necessarily powdery. This is Dossier. Running out of arm space. This one is barely showing up on me. That's the Tom Ford. Yeah, no comparison. Okay. Oh, getting close to the finish line. Now we have Madly. Put it up here. And Savannah. Yeah, all of these are more lighter and more beige color compared to the Tom Ford, which is more like a reddish brown. So yeah, terracotta probably is an accurate description of that color. And the final shade to compare is Zen. This is the Tom Ford shade. This is NARS Taj Mahal, Luster, Lovejoy, Liberté, Savage, Dossier, Madly, Savannah, and Zen. And I do actually think Lovejoy is a good comparison to the Tom Ford shade, just with a bit more sheen and, like I said, more of a creamier texture than powdery. And probably also not quite, but Savage. NARS is $30 compared to Tom Ford's $90. That was quite a swatch fest. But I hope that you will find all of those swatches useful. For the Tom Ford Shade Illuminate Blush, first impressions, I'm not as impressed as I thought I would be. For $90, you can see that there are a lot of comparable brands to choose from, and I don't know, I think I was just expecting to be more wowed by this, especially at the price point. Maybe if even the packaging was somewhat different. It's exactly the same as the original cheek color line. I get wanting to keep the packaging the same. At the same time, this could have been an opportunity to maybe do a different design, maybe white and gold or something like that. I don't know. Don't get me wrong, the formula is lovely. Like I said, silky, smooth. It does have a very luxurious feel, but for $90, I really did want to be wowed. Like, the packaging is the same, the colors aren't anything that we haven't seen. If I was to get another color, it will probably be the shade called Ablaze, because that looks like it's a lighter pink and then a deeper pink shade. I don't know if maybe I will have a different reaction, but those are my thoughts on the new Tom Ford Shade Illuminate Blush in the color Peach Poison. And I also forgot to mention that the blush does come with a dust bag. If you found this video useful, please like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell so that you know when a new video uploads. Thanks again for watching. Bye.